Hello. Welcome to Reality Buzz TV. Listen, you guys, we're doing a lot today. We're on Reality Buzz TV. We are on Tandom Ledger, but really, this is a video for Reality Buzz TV because it is a reality TV show review. But I thought that I would link it to Tandom Ledger as well, so that if you are somebody that is not subscribed to Reality Buzz TV, you can be right here joining us talking about Uthando Nesthembu. I'm hoping that you guys have been able to watch the episode. There is somebody that has posted an episode here on YouTube so that we can talk about it. However, you guys, let me say this, okay? Those who do not have channel 103, because even though the episode is here on YouTube, you have to do some things to episodes in order for you to be able to post it on YouTube. So if you really want to watch that nice quality, the real quality of the episode, then you can wait for Thursday. I believe it's Thursday when they will be premiering the episode on Mzansi Magic. So channel 161 is still going to play the first episode of Uthando Nesthembu. You can wait for that. Those who watched on channel 103, and some of us watched it on YouTube because we got confused with the date. So we are still going to get episode 1 on channel 161. So if you have watched the episode, you're excited about it, disappointed about it, however you feel about it, you can come over here and we can talk about what happened in this episode. What are our expectations when it comes to this season, you guys? I don't know if the first episode did what I wanted to do. Usually I'm looking for the first episode to make me wanna watch the whole season. Okay. And when they show me what's coming, I wanna feel like, oh my god, I cannot wait. Okay. I cannot wait. And I do kind of feel like they are running out of storylines when it comes to Uthando Nesthembu. But I mean, really, you guys, for 6 seasons, they've been giving us their lives. Of course, they run out of stories to tell us as far as their family is concerned. But we're going to talk about that in details. The comment section is open, you guys. Anything and everything that has to do with Uthando Nesthembu we are open to talk about it. We are polite in the comment section. Just make sure that you are polite. I know some of you are watching Big Brother, okay? You can catch this episode later on. Paul Laura, good evening. Thank you so much for being here. Auntie Mkabai is here. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here. Top's Kitchen. What are we cooking today? What have we cooked? Okay, I cooked rice and chicken. Okay, simple. There's no salads anymore, guys. It's in the middle of January, so we have no salads anymore. I liked it a 7 out of 10 because Marcelo always starts off like this. Marcelo does it. Marcelo is like, listen, I'm not gonna be polite. This is it. Take it or leave it. You usually don't like Marcelo at the beginning of the season, and then as the season goes, you're like, okay, maybe I get her. I've been out of all of the wives, you guys, I've been up and down the most with the Michael. I've really disliked her and I've really, really liked her. So it just depends on the season. I don't know, you guys. I'm still waiting for it this season. I haven't decided. So Snare always apologizes and does the same thing. She's always gonna do the same thing that they don't like her to do. She's always gonna go and live with her man, and then she's gonna come back pregnant. But I always have hope, you guys, when it comes to Sneh, because I feel like deep down I understand the roots. Okay, Sneh, remember, you guys, Sneh doesn't have her biological mother. With all of the mothers that she have, her biological mother passed away, and also Usne is an S abuse victim. Remember that came out. So even though you guys I'll be criticizing Snap, but I have that compassion when it comes to Snap because I feel like some of her behavior, I understand where it comes from. Okay, so there were heavy one-liners, but no rebuttals between the ladies. Good start. Yeah, good number one-liners where I'm like, okay, maybe later on we'll get explanation as to what's happening here. Where on YouTube, Dando? Let me tell you the name of the channel. It's Lady J's Recaps. Maybe I can share it for you so that maybe later on you can go and watch. It's a full episode. She's posted the full episode. Well, hopefully it's a full episode. Hopefully it's a full episode because sometimes they have to edit some things out so it looks different from the original so they don't get the copyright strike. So this is the channel, you guys. It's a new channel. I don't know how she's gonna be dealing with the copyright thing. She needs to be giving us tips because, guys, one, the people that strike channels the most is DSTV. I promise you, they strike my channel. They gave me a strike because I used a picture, a DSTV picture, and I did a voiceover over the picture, and I got a copyright strike. So they don't play about their stuff. Okay, so I don't know how she's dealing with it, but it's still a smaller channel she's on, and it's growing, you guys, because Uthando Nesthembu will grow your channel. She was on 400 and something subscribers yesterday. Today is like 2,000. So it's like a new channel, but you won't tell that it's new. So it's Lady J's recaps. You can go check out the channel. She is posting the full episode. So go check it out. Otherwise, wait for the channel on 161. Here's the thing, you guys. Hi, Anna, Cindy, and Mpo. I'll read the comments later on, you guys. Listen, you guys. I felt like this season didn't begin like we normally get the beginning of the season. It just didn't begin with a bang, you guys. I felt like ngathi it's rushed. Ngathi the wives wozani ngathi mhlambe bese decide ukuthi they're not gonna do the season. And at the back of my mind, there is that thing of why is the season coming a year later? Because we've been waiting for this season for a whole year and we didn't get it in 2023. Now 2024, and it's coming at a weird time because we usually get it around September, October of the year. We're getting it in January, and I'm like, when did they shoot this season? When you watch it, it feels like it was shot immediately after Makhumalo's Umembeso, because people are still emotional about what happened with Umembeso. And I'm like, okay, it must have been right after. So that means that at the beginning of 2023, but at the same time, I don't know, you guys, as we move along, I guess maybe we would understand. Maybe they shot some scenes and then took a break and then finished it later. I don't know, you guys, but it does feel rushed. Let me say this, you guys. You know, Uthando Nesthembu, usually you know what they're wearing would be better than the last season. The makeup would be better than last season. Let me say this: the houses are different. They've definitely all of them changed the furniture at their house from season one. Okay, I think they all got professional people to come decorate their houses and whatever, did their internal whatever stuff in their houses because the furniture is looking like, okay, are we doing house? Is it housewives or? And then they go outside, you see the houses, and they're like, oh, okay, it's the same Zumbe. But the inside of the houses, it sounds wrong when I say that. There's the other way that I'm supposed to use, I know. But you know, the furniture, everything, guys, their houses really look good. And I like Makuma. You know, she was doing the upstairs bedroom. We got to see it finished now. It really looks good. I like the houses. Okay. So it gave me that thing of, okay, you know, the ladies are like, listen, next season, so it looks really nice. But I was talking about the outfits, the makeup, everything. Usually for a season, it looks better and bigger than the last season. This season, it doesn't, you guys. I feel like they looked good or they looked better in season 6 than they do in season 7. So it does kind of feel like it's rushed. Even the hang at was Lana, was it with don't get me wrong, they look beautiful. But it's usually just, you know, every time we get a season. So there's something rushed about this season, you guys. And also, when the season begins, when they're doing their first sit downs, they're usually the most excited. Towards the end of the season, you'll be feeling like, okay, these women are tired now. They can't wait for the season to be over. They say things that they're not supposed to do. They offend each other towards the end of the season. But at the beginning, that's where they are the most positive about what's going on in their lives. They want us to think that they've been spending time together. They love this man that they share with 15, you know, other women that they don't know about because there's 4 of them, but there's others, you know. They want us to think they're still very excited about this relationship. But this season they felt, honestly, you guys, I felt like they were like, yeah, I ain't happy shame in my marriage, you know. Yeah, I still love him. It had that kind of vibe. Like, are you guys happy in this marriage or not? It just didn't give us. Even Makumalo, guys, Makumalo makes sure. It's like when she's doing a material session, she says, you know, that kind of a situation. I mean, I was not getting it. She was like, yeah, no, it's all right. You know, I don't know, guys, whether they're not being paid enough this season. And that will be a shock to me because their husband is the executive producer. So he should be paying them, you know, enough. So there's something off about the beginning of the season. Almost like maybe they were not going to do and then ended up you know. So like, guys, listen. Angazi soyithenga ngani igrosa if singayenzi le show wozani wozani. Okay, okay. Then they did the show. So that's how I was feeling at the beginning of the show. Remember, you guys, last season we dealt with a few things. One, it was Makumalo's Umembe, so that came with its own drama. There was the makeup situation that wasn't really resolved because there was a makeup situation. They went to Durban July, they didn't speak to each other, came back. That's what happens with Uthando Nesthembu. They never sit down afterwards to resolve the last issue. They just, next time they sit down, they just talk about other issues. Okay, I guess there's so many issues to be resolving, issues that have passed. And then there was that issue, there was the gate. You know, the gate, the child that was supposed to be dropped off at the gate, but they were not dropped off at the gate. And then the other child was asked to close the gates. Yeah, the Bab Kumalo situation. And then we had Usne falling pregnant, you know, and then we had Indaba Yaba. Did I speak about Indaba Wafa? Not really in season 6, but then we had the number 5 story, which was like dead storyline that should have been dead long. Long time ago. Okay, so this season they're continuing, basically carrying over the emotions that are from certain people attending Makumalo's Umembeso and certain people deciding that they were not going to attend Makumalo's Umembeso. Guys, I'm going to say this, even though a lot of people are saying Umacele is evil for not attending Macele's not wedding Umembeso. If I say wedding, guys, I mean Umembeso, because she has explained it herself that it was Umembeso. She's still going to go. Ayokwaba, ayosina kamseleko. So it wasn't a wedding. So I feel like even though people felt like Umacele was evil for not attending Makumalo's wedding, especially because Makumalo was one of those people that have supported her, I felt like, honestly, if she took the time to really like explain to Kumalo why she did not go to Membeso, she would have understood it, because I understood it. Even though it wasn't like I was saying, yeah, Macele is right for not going, but I was like, but I get her decision. Like her reason, because her reason is, listen, we agreed with Ubaba Mselegu that he had this number of years to take Unkoskazi, and during that time I was going to support him. If we are Shadwa, if Gwenzuan, I was going to be there. But once that time passes, I'm not doing anything. I'm not attending Umcelo. I'm not buying a goat for a wife. Also I'm not doing none of the things that have to do with him getting married. That's why he was supposed to take all of the wives that he was supposed to take before their 20th anniversary. That is the reason Macele was not going to Makumalo's wedding, or at least that's how I understood it. But I feel like they did not take the time to explain that to Makumalo, to say, listen, the reason I'm not going to, she just said, listen, sinemshade engafani, uyathanda kusho njalo, sinemshade engafani, no, nomshade ofanayo nje nishade indoda eyodwa. Nishade indoda eyodwa, isho ama-jokes ayodwa. I'm sure there's only so many jokes that Ubaba Mselegu can make, you know. I'm joking, you guys. It is 4 different way marriages. We've seen it. It's very different. But there's just things that you're like, yeah, you're getting the same thing here. We know. There's one thing that all of you are getting. It's the same thing. Okay, you know, it doesn't have different sides. Unfortunately, it's just one. So it doesn't matter how you put it. It's still, this is the same man that you all are married to. Okay, it's the same thing. You're getting the same thing every day. It's just that you alternate. Okay. So you guys, I feel like I understood Macele's decision. Obviously, Makumala didn't understand. I feel like it was just a matter of them to really explaining it to her. And I feel like guys, because he could have explained it to Umakumala and said, listen, it really is my fault that Macele is not coming to your members, because I was supposed to have done this long time ago. I was supposed to have done it a long time ago, so I make sure that she attends. The reason she's not attending is because I did not do it. I did not do everything that we had agreed upon. Okay. As for Umayeni, you guys, I kind of do understand her too, because I'm like, guys, I'm not going to no sister wives wedding members. So and I feel like for me, I would just not attend any of it. Okay, good luck, you guys. I'll send a gift, and that is me being nice. Okay, the fact that they're even saying we're not going to attend this, we're going to attend this, they're being nice. Okay, I would just not attend it. But Umayeni's decision was more like, listen, it's your day with Umseleng. Who wants to be sitting there in front with their husband, and then you look there is the number 2, number 3, number 4, which is what Umakhumalo wanted. She wanted to see all of them there, and she said even in the program she had all of them as part of the program, so they had to change it because now they were not coming. But I feel like I understand my end too, but they don't communicate very well, you guys, to explain these things to each other. To say, listen, I like you now as my sister wife. I don't have an issue with you. I just have an issue going to your function because of these decisions that we made, or these promises that we made to each other with my husband, because as much as he is your husband, he's my husband too. Be like, yeah, they're supposed to attend, but you know why they're not attending though? Why would you not take the part in making sure that everybody understand each other before the day so that there's no conflict? So sometimes I feel like Ubaba Mseleku enjoys it when his wives are not getting along because they can't all come against him. And so he enjoys the a little division it does look like a little division with his wives. He enjoys it a little bit. So I don't understand but I feel like a little bit I do, because I guess then they can come together and come against him if they are not united themselves. Okay. So at the beginning of the episode, you guys, he is at Macele's house, and he's talking to Macele about, I guess, the issue of their wedding. Okay. Listen, you guys, when Uthando Nesthembu began in season 1, I thought every single one of those wives was married. I thought all of them had been paid lobola for. I thought that's the reason that they Kamselegu, that's the reason they have houses there. Lungi, you're disturbing me. Your bedroom. So I felt like that was the reason that they were there. It turns out that so now we were watching that, okay, because he has to finish paying lobola for all of the wives, you guys. So now with Umacele, she said she had not worn a white dress when they did get married because they had agreed that she was going to do it on their 20th anniversary. Okay, that's the reason we have a picture of Mayeni wearing a white dress, the old picture, not this one, not the wedding that they did like in recent seasons, the wedding they did before Uthando Nesthembu. We do have a picture of Mayeni wearing a white dress, but we don't have one of Macele wearing a white dress. She said they had agreed that she was going to do that when they celebrate their 20th anniversary. 20th anniversary comes, that doesn't happen. But I'm like, so she expected that Umtsele was going to be, oh, by the way, Nkosikazi you are supposed to wear a white dress. Or Umtsele was supposed to go to the dress designer and get the dress for her. I don't understand that. So it didn't happen. Now she was upset that didn't happen because there was something that she was promised. But I'm like, but Macele, if there was the thing that you were promised, you were the one that was supposed to now go get the dress now or not. 20th anniversary, guys, please, in the comment section, make me understand that part of it. Why is Macele upset that she did not get to wear her white dress on her 20th anniversary when she could have gone and got the dress herself? Like, did she expect that Ubaba was going to be the one to be like, oh, by the way, we said you were going to wear the white dress. Can you get the white dress? Like, Ubaba is going to remember that with all of these wives that he had. I don't understand that. But she's upset about that. There were things that they had promised each other when they were starting into aseMzumbe. She feels like Ubaba has not done certain things. I'm still trying to understand some of those things, except for the dress. And yes, you guys, so she's upset about that. And she also said, you guys, that she feels like Ubaba Mseleku doesn't care much about Umakhumalo because he didn't take the time to explain to Makhumalo that it was his fault that she did not go to the wedding. I totally agree with that, you guys. I feel like I wouldn't say that Ubaba Mseleku doesn't love Umakhumalo, but I feel like Ubaba Mseleku could have avoided the upset between Umakhumalo and Umacele by just saying, listen, actually blame me for this because I'm the one that did not do the things within the time that we had agreed upon with Umacele. Okay. So after they talk about that, I guess Umakhumalo has an issue with Ubaba Mseleku saying, Umakhumalo, remember at the end of season 6, and I knew this was going to be an issue. At the end of season 6, Ubaba Mseleku said, listen, stop helping people that don't care about you. Abantu abangenandaba now, you know? And I did feel like that statement is divisive. Like, there's no way that your family is going to be united after you, as the man, as the leader of the household, is saying that. And uMacele did take notice of that, to say ukuthi basically Mtele was saying the other wives don't care about uMakhumalo. You guys, listen, I'm still trying to really get to a point where I understand if it's really because they don't like uMakhumalo, or there's just things that irk them about uMakhumalo. That is Umayeni, no Umayeni benoMacele. You know, is it really just because they don't like her, or they don't like the things that she does, or they don't like the way that she came into the family? But there is something about, and it's not because she's just a sister wife, because if it was that, then Umayeni wouldn't like Umacele. But Umayeni respects Umacele very much, you guys. You must watch how Umayeni speaks to Umacele, you know, and you must watch how Umacele speaks to Mayeni. The way that they handle each other is very different from the way that they handle uMangwabe no Macele. So I don't think that it's because that they don't like each other, but there's something that just bothers them when it comes to uMacele. I also don't understand, you guys, why uMakhumalo wants approval from uMacele so much. You know, at the end of the day, you know, the wives don't get along, the kids of the wives don't get along, the families of the wives don't get like kuba imess nje. So I don't understand how bona they expect that they will fully accept each other, be like sisters. You know, I feel like it's enough that a woman has said yes, you can marry her husband, you know, and now and then they spend time with you, even though they would prefer really not to, even though they're not going to tell us they would prefer not to. I think it's enough, you know, for you to want to be accepted and hugged by the woman that you decided to date her husband when she was very happy in her marriage alone. I feel like Makumana really has high expectations when it comes to that. I feel like to some level, she should understand that she's not really going to be fully loved by Omnagwabo. She's not going to be fully accepted by Omnagwabo. But I feel like I kind of get her personality because she just goes all the way. You know, she will be emceeing at their events, and she mentioned that she even emceed at Macele's sister's daughter, something like that, at the event for free because they asked her to, you know. So she gives a lot, but a lot of the times the things that we give or how much of yourself you give, you don't get back. And that's, I think that's what's hurting her feelings, you guys. So Umseleko, while she is at Kamacele, there's also Usne, guys. And the big issue was is that last season she was pregnant, and then we found out on Ingane's team that she had lost the baby. And she did go to this Mama Ayokezwa, which I did wonder about, you guys. I did wonder about, because as far as I understood from the beginning of Uthando Nesthembu was that Ubaba Mseleku has a church. You know, he is umfundisi wasesontweni, and you will hear Mseleku refer to isonto quite a lot at the beginning of the show. So now Usne went to another woman engathi wasechibini, a different church, to go ayogeza, and I was like, I wonder if this is what they do as a family. I'm saying, what do they do bona in a situation like that? Is this what she's supposed to do? And also, she wasn't accompanied by anybody. She wasn't accompanied by any family member. She took advice from her friend, wahamba wayogeza, bahamba bayolwandla, and all of that. I knew that somehow there was going to be an issue at some point, you guys. So they do get to talk about that. I believe that Ubaba Mseleku is still very upset with Usne when it comes to that, because Usne hasn't apologized for the things that happened last season, but she's back at what's Sipak. Guys, we had no water for like a few hours. So she's back, and like the thing that Ubaba Mseleku said last season, that Usne abuses Umacele and Macele's love for her, I get it, you guys, because last season Umacele was like done with Usne, and Usne was very disrespectful to her. So I'll be thinking that Usne will be scared to go to Macele, but because she knows Macele loves her so much, she's always going to give her a chance. She would just go to her house, I guess. So she was at a CPAC too, so they get to have that conversation, and we're going to talk about it. And I'm wondering if Ubaba Mseleku has had a conversation with Usne, since he is saying Usne hasn't apologized for the things that basically happened last season. But they get to have it, the conversation with Umacele. I guess they also only saw it on TV, Usneyo Gezo and all of that. They did not know. I don't know if they knew that she had lost the baby, but they had no knowledge of her going ayogezwa laphaya nolwandle by the woman that, did that for her. I guess they don't even know the woman. No, Usne just does whatever, you guys. And then they get to sit down now and have that conversation, which is Usne no Macele. Okay. Sne does confirm that she's no longer pregnant. There's no baby, but she does try and say she is sorry. Like you were saying in the comment section, Sne always apologizes. She does apologize. I guess for a lot of us, saw how disrespectful she was to Macele, and I saw a lot of people comment on TikTok about how every time she's talking to her mother, she's standing. Okay, guys, it's very hard to raise a child where their mother is no longer living. It's very hard because they're sensitive to everything. Sometimes the things that you will instill on your biological children, it's very hard to do it with a child where their mother is not there because they're very sensitive. I don't even feel like someone pays attention to the fact that there's just things usne angazifundile. The fact that mawukhuluma nomuntu omdala uhlala phansi, I don't know. I think for most black families, that's what you do when you're speaking to an adult. You sit down. A lot of people make comments about that, and I feel like she doesn't do things like that. And I don't feel like in that moment she's trying to be disrespectful. She just doesn't think about it because nobody has made it a point to maybe teach her those things. Okay, so she does apologize, you guys, but I guess Macele is just over it. She's like, listen, Snell will apologize today, and then tomorrow she'll be doing it again. The very same thing that she's apologizing for. So let me read a few comments. So, do the houses qualify? The houses do, you guys. It's just the exterior or the interior. That's the word I was looking for. The interior looks really, really good. They do qualify. The interior, they do qualify. Anyway, you guys, Pela, Umacele doesn't even live in Zumbe. Has a different house that looks different and all of that. They do. The houses are beautiful, but it's just that it's the same Zumbe. They are beautiful in them Zumbe way. They they really are. But the interior, we could take it, see bigger somewhere else, and then it's like Tana real houses. But if it's real houses or from Zumba, then definitely. Thank you so much, Mpo, for the super chat. Thank you so much. Excited for the new season and your opinion. I appreciate that. Let me see if I can start your thing. Is it doing the thing? I can't see if it's highlighted. Thank you so much for that, Paul Laura. So Sneh apologizes, you guys. Listen, and then she talks about the fact that it's going to be Samgelo's birthday. That's a child, you guys. I'm most interested, Kwamselego, to see what becomes of him because Samgelo is the second child. Remember, Umselego had such a hard time accepting Utusne had a child, but that was Uthando. Eventually, he accepted Uthando. Uthando lives with Umacele. But then when Sneh had a second child, then it started all over again now with Umselego having a hard time accepting Ingani. Guys, I have a hard time with somebody that mistreats a child because they're upset with what a parent did. And Usnet does point that out, you guys, to say she says the reason she doesn't see Usamkelo that much or doesn't like to get her to come, Isaac Amselo, is because Ubabake doesn't like Usamkelo. When he sees her, he treats him like a dog. I think it's a boy. He treats him like a dog. So, and he makes it obvious that he doesn't like him. So I guess she's not seeing the point of having him there. I don't know if Sneh is just making excuses because she doesn't want to live with her child. Because last season they said Sneh lives in Macele's house. Remember, Macele has a house there, aseMzumbe, but doesn't stay there because she said, yeah, she can't have her husband living next door. Athi mina ngithi ingane yami ngeke mina indoda yami ilale next door. She said that. That's the reason she doesn't live in Mzumbe, she said. So I don't know if Sneh is just making an excuse, but I did see the point because I've never really seen Umselego interact with that child. Okay. And I know people came for me on TikTok when I said, go see, Umselego tries to do what do you call it? He will post one child and then another, then another, then another, then another, then another. And then when it comes to the grandchildren as well, he will post one and then another. But if we're being real, you guys, he posts ingane zikampumelelo more than any other child. And people will say, but those children are ingane zakamseleko, that's why. But those children are also his grandchildren. Listen, if my dad was alive and he'll be saying, listen, I'm not really going to pay attention to your kids because they're not really my kids, because they don't have my surname, they're still your grandchildren. I don't get it. That I don't get. I don't get. Even if Babu Seleko is upset with Usne, but what does that have to do with the child? He's still that child's biological grandfather, because he is from his mother's side and he is Sne's father. I don't know, guys. I don't understand that, you guys. But she did say that it's part of the reason she doesn't like bringing Usamkelo around is because he doesn't get treated like the other kids. She said he gets treated like a dog. You know, I don't know if the words were exactly like that, but there's a dog somewhere and him looking at the child or treating the child like a dog. So that made me sad, you guys. I don't want to lie. But I still feel like with this nurse, she could still stay with her child, because they don't stay in the same house necessarily, with her father. So she could still stay with her child. She does talk about the fact that she drinks a lot recently because she's just trying to forget about some things. And I'm like, what things? And maybe losing the baby, that's what she's referring to, because what else? Ned doesn't really do much except we asked Jolela. She said, we must leave her alone and then she would have a baby, okay? That's the thing about Nesne will fall pregnant. So I hope this season we won't be dealing with another pregnancy when it comes to Snake. But that's the thing, you guys. I think as Black people, we justify a lot of nonsense when it comes to the treatment of girl children and boy children. And you see that people will outwardly say, yeah, Mseleko is supposed to do that because Mpumelelo is a boy and Usne is a girl. Like, I don't get that, you guys. I don't get it. I don't get it. Umpumelelo is having child after child, and Mseleko is just excited about it, okay? And it's not like he has a plan. He's just having children, if we're being honest about it, okay? Because he's not marrying any of these girls, and I don't think he should because he's young and he's just he seems to be having fun. And Mseleko is just celebrating a child after child after child, and then he has a child that he's not even wanting to look that direction because it's his daughter's child. I don't know, guys. That part I don't get. I don't know. Maybe some people will make me see it better. So, you guys, while everything is happening, you guys, Selego is preparing for the dinner that he wants to have. I was like, yeah, nanko kama meeting aseMzumbe. Hey, by time meeting, guys. Listen, it doesn't happen like that. Value with Estenjini, there's always meetings. Or it's a big family thing, which if you have a big family, in order to communicate something, you always have to call a meeting. And this one, he even said, please look nice. And I'm like, why am I looking nice to come listen to your nonsense? Because he's always calling them for nonsense, guys. Let's be honest. He's always calling them for nonsense. And then they end up fighting, and then he just leaves them alone to fight, okay? So he's calling all of them. The instruction is you're showing up Mzumbe, and you have to look nice, okay? And you have to be on time. So he's calling all of the wives, you guys. Like I say, you guys, even though they look really beautiful, but I do feel like, I don't know, maybe they changed some of the stylists this season, because I'm like, I'm usually like, hey, yeah, but this season I'm like, yeah, bash, I'm like, yeah, no, the bash, this season, but in case, give up, I don't know. There's just something that is offanyana when it comes to this season. So before he does the dinner, you guys, he goes and speaks to Umakumalo, which is where I was getting that feeling of, I don't understand why Umakumalo feels the need, why she needs Macele's approval so much. I do get the disappointment, you guys, because obviously she thought when she's inviting them, they were going to be excited about Umambeso and they were going to come. But now it's over. Can you just be over it? But I guess she's not over it yet. Okay. Listen, you guys. Umakumalo said something that I thought maybe, she has a point when she said Umselego has to call them one day and tell them what the vision is as far as the family is concerned. I don't know if even if he did that, if he would be able to cover every possible situation. For an example, he has to explain to them, okay, if usinomsebenzi and umsebenzi usegcekeni kamakhumalo, this is who is expected to attend, this is how we do things, who goes in the house, who doesn't go to the house. If umsebenzi is at Makumalo's home, this is what we are expecting. If umsebenzi is at Mseleku home, I don't know if he will be able to cover every possible situation. I do feel like with every situation, maybe it should be something of them just sitting down and saying, okay, we are going to have this. Are people comfortable supporting this event? And what is the expectation from the person that is having the event? Are people willing to do that? Because even if they sat down, they wouldn't be able to cover everything. But Makumalo feels like Umselewo needs to do something like that so that everybody is clear on what is happening. Remember, you guys, last season, the instruction from Umselego to Utobile was she must stop taking care of the other wives. She must stop serving the other wives. And we know that they're serving the wives, like, helping them out, going to their houses when they need help. But there's more to that, because we did find out last season that Umakumalo does help out financially when it comes to the Lesis table. So I do wonder, you guys, with Mseleko saying stop helping people that don't like you, if that extends to financial help, because she did say, listen, Umseleko will ask me for money if one of his wives needs something, and I'm going to help them. And Umseleko even said, it would be selfish of Makumalo to not give me that money to help my other wives, because that's the money for the family. Yeah, I want to tell you guys, I want abantu abasesending guys should just automatically go to heaven. Because they've suffered all the suffering that there is. Okay, like imagine, like, you are being told, if you as a wife that works, because you make a decision to work, I make a decision, I'm going to work, even though the husband can take care of me, even though the husband can take care of me, I'm going to work. Okay. And then I'm being told that must support the wife that decided to leave the job and be the housewife, but has grown kids, and none of the kids are going to crash. There's no situation where she has to, go fetch the child at 12 o'clock from crash. No, the children are in high school and she can work, but she decided not to work. Remember how my child just one day never went to work. They were working with Makumale at the family business. I don't know what happened to that. They were working at the family business. One day, Makumale did say, one day, Makala just didn't show up for work. And then the next day, and then the next day. And then when she asked, they were like, she doesn't work anymore. So imagine now you have to contribute to taking care of the very wife that does not even want to attend your event. I ain't have a shame. Hey, that's what I'm saying. They must just be allowed to go to heaven, because the suffering is too much. you know? So now my question is, I do wonder if that extends, like the fact that Umseleko said, listen, stop taking care of these wives, stop serving them, that extends to financial support as well. If she was helping Umseleko take care of the other wives, does that mean that Umakumal is not going to do that? Okay, as well. Okay, you are on your own with your own wives. Guys, it's changing. Imagine my salary going to take care of the other wife. Like the live and Paul Laura. Yes, guys, please, I like the live. We have like 36 people watching. Please make sure that you like the live wherever you're watching, guys. We are on, Reality Buzz TV. Of course, I would prefer for everybody to be on Reality Buzz TV, because this is really a Reality Buzz content, But I did link it to Uthando Nesthembu as well, just so that people will be able to also join us from there, those that are not subscribed to a Reality Buzz TV. But make sure that you are subscribed to both the channel so that you get the content on both. On Uthando Nesthembu, I'll be doing mostly just Umkosi, and then here I'll be doing the reality TV content. Okay, I think because the last two came as young chicks, so it brought up some insecurities to the other wives. But the age difference is not that much, you guys. I don't think that it's that much, but I see what you're saying. Maybe Mayeni and Macele are closer in age, so it's easy to get along. I think it's too late to be informing of the family vision. Each got a different one because he was persuading them to enter. Yeah, I think he did say, you guys, especially when it comes to Mangwabe. Mangwabe said when she was entering the family, She joined the family on condition that she was going to be the last wife to be taken, And Umseleko said, of course, I was going to say anything that I could to get her to agree to be my wife. So, so I guess it depended on the wife. Like he had to tell you whatever it is that you needed to hear so that you could agree to be his wife. So the vision was different. So maybe now that he has them, then are peaceful, then he can sit them down and say, this is the real vision. I know I told you something different, but this is the real vision now. Come, let's talk. Okay. Maybe it's too late. I don't know. So they have dinner, guys. They're looking beautiful. Who arrived first? Macele arrived. Hi, Uthinilu sisters, guys. Uthinilu sisters, season 7. I'm like, hey, Macele, ziqala nje sis. Sebekwenzeni in between the seasons. Umacele uHlinile, she arrives, and then Mayeni arrives. Mayeni is in a good mood this season. Okay, he's in a good mood. Guys, I didn't mention something. Makumalo is upset that Mayeni went to her house during the whole Umembeso situation. I thought it was Selegu's house. I thought it was the main house, the one where they say Ekaya, where they were taking out Impahla Ezia Kakumal. Which really doesn't make sense, you guys, because isn't it that Impahla Ezia Kamakumalo were supposed to ziphumele kamseleke ekhaya elikhulu, not emzini kamakhumalo? It doesn't make sense. So Umayeni, when they were doing, remember, Umayeni went to Makumalo's house to help the people with the stuff so that they could laisha izinto emotweni bahambe. But Makumalo is like, this woman never comes to my house. Okay, she doesn't even know how my curtains look like. If I asked her the color of my curtains, she won't know. Well, she didn't say that, but that's what she meant. She's like, this woman never comes to my house. Ngisho ngine-tea, ngine-party, nginjani, ngisho ngathi ngiyagula, uzongipha amaphilisi ekhanda, she will send a child. Okay. She's not going to come to my house. So how is she going to my house when I'm not there? I have a problem with that. Listen, guys, I would have a problem with that. I wouldn't have a problem with somebody coming to my house if they needed to come to my house and I'm not there. But a person that makes sure to not come to my house, then I will have a problem. So she has an issue with that. She was at my house? Really? Maybe she was like, ungenile kamereni lami. They won't tell us, but I'm sure she was like, wenzeni lo nkosikazi kwami. Anyway, you guys, so Mayeni arrives in a good mood. She's like, guys, did you see the interaction? This is what I'm talking about. That Mayeni and Macele interact very differently when it comes to comparing to when they interact with Umakumalo and Nomangwab. So comes in and says, "Oh, unjani weto? Unjani to? Moshe to? You look nice to. Like, thank you. Oh, because yes, Tanjin, you have to kiss." You have to kiss your mom Kulu's behind Pele. So one day she doesn't say, hey, I'm taking your date today. I just miss my man. So they sit and then Makumalo comes and then Mangwa. But the way that the whole thing was arranged, Umselek was going to each house to fetch the wife. And he was giving them flowers. I actually thought just in season 1 he did that thing better. You remember in season 1, one of the first scenes that we saw was Umseleko going to house, and with every house he had a gift for the wife, and he would come to the house. Being a little because he was trying to show us what he does every evening. I'm like, these people think that we are kids. There is no heart, guys. Listen, that thing doesn't happen. He was basically saying every evening or every afternoon, whatever it is, it must be the afternoon because the evening is not long enough for you to go and see 4 different wives at 4 different houses and greet them and sit and have a conversation with them. I'm like, that thing doesn't happen. I'm sure that visitor wife gets it when it's their day. Okay. So he said that he would come with the gifts. I remember even some of us were like, hey, yes, maybe his time was not that bad, eh? We're like, yes, this temple, it's not bad. He comes with the gifts, he would hug the wife, kiss the wife, and then they would have a conversation. And then he's like, okay, I'm moving to the next one. At that time, goes to the next one, and then goes to that scene in season 1 was better than this scene here. That's why I'm saying there's something off about this season. He had like guys, if I said I'm being very generous when I said those roses were 5, I don't know, like pink peach roses, some weird color, and then he will give the wife everyone is looking at these flowers. You can see what is from a big It was a big batch of flowers, and then washipula for them. Everyone is looking at them, you know. And then when they get there, they realize everyone has the same flowers. And if you put them together, that's what Umakumara ended up doing, put the flowers together, and then like, and then later in the dialogue, she's like, "I'm banning guys." And then people will come for us when I will say, yes, Umsela has money, guys, but maybe not like that. Because listen, what would be just, buy like just the flowers for each wife, maybe even do different color, Yes, they're all your wives, but they're all individuals, okay? Give them something that they like. Mangwabe even said, listen, my name is Mbali, which means flower, but I don't like flowers. And he knows that I don't like flowers. I'm probably going to throw this away. I think it would be so meaningful if he took the time to just understand each of them. Maybe one of them likes red roses, the other one likes yellow roses, the other one likes whatever, and then gets something different from Mangwab. I think it would be cuter if he did it like that instead of just getting flowers and then just separating them for each wife. But again, that's what happens when you're dating somebody's man, when you marry somebody's man. Sometimes flowers. Sometimes you get a lot, sometimes you flowers. They're okay with it. So they were laughing about it. I like that they made it light, like it's not. So now they get to sit down for dinner, and then they are talking about Umsele wants to inform them about the fact that Umpumelelo had a child and then had another one, and now Vuyo is pregnant with the third child, which is Mpumelelelo's baby mama is pregnant with the third child. So Umpumelelo is doing very well with the vision, okay? I guess the wives don't know the vision, but Mpumelelo knows the vision because he's doing the thing that he's supposed to do in the vision, okay? Maybe Mpumelelo needs to explain the vision to the wives because the wives don't understand the vision, but Mpumelelo understands it because he's having babies everywhere, okay? Cheluk is very happy with that and very happy with the fact that Umpumelelo is doing the things. And then he says, maybe next time we are here, I'll be announcing another baby. And then Umayen makes a comment to say, hopefully next time it will be Ulwandle. Sisters lo hlinile ngalana was not happy with that. Listen, uyathanda ukuthi esithenjini you must understand your place. But she's not being direct. If it was Umakhumalo bezothi yazini ukuthi nje uThobile uyaphapha. If Umakhumalo made that comment, that's what Macelo would have said. Ukuthi yazini uThobile nje uyaphapha nje. Uyathanda nje ukukhuluma indaba engahlangene nayo. But because Mayeni, she had to, she was like, sometimes ma usesithenjini indawo yakho fanele uyazi, you must know your place. I think she was joking, honestly, Mayeni, when she said that, okay? And then again, like I said, guys, these meetings, the bachelors are nonsense, and then they end up fighting about nonsense. And then the nonsense that he called them for was that he wants the kids to now visit each other. I'm like, I mean, which kids are you talking about? Because you have kids in varsity at this point. You have kids that are probably like job hunting now and starting business. Which kids are you looking for? Like now, Mselago is having a conversation that kids need to visit each other. Like he's like at the end of having kids, basically. The younger kid, like the kids that are the youngest now, like they're the last because I don't think that it's still gonna be able to do the things. Like you have a conversation now about kids visiting each other when you even have kids that have moved out of home. And how was it working before? I think that was my question. And how was it working before? The kids were not visiting each other. If they were not, why was it not a problem before? Now it's a problem. Are they trying to create a storyline that doesn't exist? If something is working, if it's working for the wives to just be raising their kids separately, maybe they only see each other when there's functions and then that's it, then just leave things as they are. It did kind of feel like it was suspicious for me that they're just trying to create something here. Why would you just all of a sudden you wanting kids to visit each other, they must sleep over and all of that? When he does that, Umacele just says, mina, my kids do come to Mzumbe. Remember, Umacele doesn't live Mzumbe, lives a Park. He says, my kids does live Mzumbe, but I'm very protective of my kids. But she doesn't explain that statement. But that's how they communicate. I'm telling you just say something, and then whether people understand it or not, you don't explain it, you just leave it, So Kumar was like, hey, yeah, I don't know. I think so. What's happening? Obviously, they're trying to start something. Like I said, guys, and he watches, and I feel like he knows the things that would cause conflicts with his wives. He knows the things that are very sensitive when it comes to his wives. He probably knows that something has happened with the kids visiting from CPAC to Mzumbe. Something happened to them, and he wants to start that. He just wants the wives to fight about that, because everybody else was like, except for Michael. And a lot of the times, I feel like things that he discusses in these meetings are things that he has discussed with the Macele. So the others will be clueless about what's going on, but the Macele would know what's going on. Okay, they don't finish that conversation. Obviously, we will get it next week to see what is this thing about, children visiting each other and sleeping over. Why is he starting that? But I feel like there's more to it. There's probably something that has happened in the past that he wants to make into a storyline, because it's going to be an issue between the wives somehow. Okay. Now, you guys, they did show us a preview of the next episode, and that's where we get the shock of our life when Mpumelelo states that he would like to take a virgin as his first wife. And I'm like, yeah, of course you would like a virgin, Who doesn't want a virgin for the first wife? But I don't think that you should be privy to that, because you have had two virgins, I believe, and they already have kids, multiple kids at that. So I don't know where that is going to go, you guys. Of course, Mayen is not impressed with that, because she's never impressed with the fact that Umselego pushes his tempo on the kids. Michael is even, it's even worse. She just wants people to leave Ulwandle alone, to live his life, you guys. I did see something that Lwandle is dating this girl. It's one girl. They look like they're in love. And I was like, good for him. I hope he doesn't get another one like Umpumelelo did. So let me just go into the comment section, you guys, and then we will be done. We've been here for 51 minutes. Kodwa Mayeni never entered kwa Macele nje. Maybe she was just helping. Kamacele noma Makumalo. She did go into the house. It's just that at the time I didn't notice that it was Makumalo's house. I thought it was it's in the Selegu house. I thought it was the Kyle Kulu house. I didn't think that it was Makumalo. But she did. She was in and out. She was taking stuff inside the house, putting in the car and everything, and then she left. When they left, then she also left. So she wasn't left behind in the house. Thank you for that. Peaceful Sunsets. That's a nice name. Is that a channel name? I'm late, but thank you so much, sis. Can't wait to catch up. Catch up on, I think when is the 25th? It's the 25th today. On Wednesday. 2, 3, 4, 5, Thursday. Okay, yes, Thursday. Please catch up on Thursday on channel 161. And yes, but follow me on TikTok. I do post the clips. I haven't posted the clips for episode 1 because I will take them after episode 1 on channel 161 if there's no load shedding. So follow me on TikTok. It's Uthando Nesthembu if you want to see the clips. But other than that, there is what's the channel? Lady J's recaps here on YouTube. She's posting a full episode. Anyway, you guys, that was the episode for today, you guys. What would I give it? Like maybe 5 out of 10, That's because I'm comparing to the previous premiere episodes. Okay, we've had the bang of episodes when it comes to premieres. This was just not, it was okay because there's always something to talk about. The dynamics of his tempo, so I'm saying it's always interesting to talk about. But yeah, I'll give it a 5. Paul Laura, can't wait to see Mayeni's therapy session. Yes, and also what is what's the boy's name? Mayeni's boy, the younger one. What is he crying about? Oh, no, I don't know. I wondered about that, you guys. I do wonder. I think Umayan, you guys, is really having a struggle with the Mpumelelo situation, because I think as a mother, it's difficult when you see your boy not treating women right, and you've been in a situation when you've had to beg as well. Guys, I know it looks all glamorized when you look at them, the Selego, especially because we think they have all of this money and all of that. It looks glamorous. But think about it in terms of like a relationship. Relationships are hard when you're just dealing, it's you and your partner. Now it's you and your partner, and the other one and the other one and the other one. She knows how it's like to be in that situation. Now, when you have to watch your son put young girls in that situation as well, and it's like you're watching your son, and how his future is looking like. Maybe it's that, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, Sumnini was crying as a preview for the next episode, but I just thought, it's probably not even something that's serious. They just want us to watch. Okay, but he is crying in that preview. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I've enjoyed this so much. I think I'll do more of the lives. I might privatize this live from Uthando Nesthembu just so that people can watch it here on Reality Buzz TV, because this is the channel where I'll be doing reality TV shows, and then the other channel I'll be focusing more on celebrity gossip. Okay, anyway, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it so much. I enjoy hanging out with you. I will see you next time. I won't say when, because thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video. Also share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Nginethanda kakhulu.